G.I. Joe Retaliation is actually a good action movie. Now, initially, I didn't know what to go in expecting to see with this movie. I wasn't a big fan of the first G.I. Joe. It had some cool action sequences, and I liked the mechanical suits and all. But overall, it just wasn't a film that was up to par with what I'm usually into, even action-wise. First point, the acting improved exponentially. I'm talking like way better than the first movie. I don't know if it's John M. Chu's direction or the fact that they had a better script, but whatever it was, thank you. This movie really needed. This is one of the few movies where Channing Tatum actually acts. He's not just standing around going, yeah, bro, I'm dancing. For anyone who's seen any of his movies, for the most part, the guy really doesn't know how to emote. I gotta tell you, I don't know what happened between here and 2009, but the guy actually learned how to act somewhat decently. In this movie, he's actually got charm. He's actually got he's got a better on-screen presence. He's always had a good presence, but this time he's actually able to put something with it. Him and The Rock have a lot of really good banter in the movie, and they're honestly probably the main comedy relief. Now, Channing Tatum aside, everybody else also gave pretty good performances. I was actually really surprised by this. This is actually probably the most surprising thing throughout the whole movie to me. Except for the RZA. And don't get me wrong, I like the RZA. The RZA is actually a great musician in my opinion. And I actually like The Man with the Iron Fist. I thought that was a pretty cool movie. But as in that movie as well, RZA acting, no. But who cares about acting really in an action movie anyway? We came to see this movie for fun. Now, one of my big pet peeves in movies, especially the bigger budget ones where they can afford it, is having short action scenes. And even worse, especially in this day and age, is having short action scenes where the camera is shaking around and moving all stupid crazy. I hate that. And oftentimes you see this in some movies where it'll just be one sequence that's like really well choreographed or not shaky, and then the rest of the movie they decide to go nuts because they're like, oh well, we have to make this more realistic and get in there with them, you know, like, come on man, whatever, it's a movie. Luckily, and of all movies that I expected to see this year, G.I. Joe Retaliation had some awesome, lengthy, but not too lengthy, action sequences where the camera did not shake. I was able to see everything that was going on. Everything. Not one sequence was out of like focus or shaky or had to have dirt flying in your face and stuff like that, although sometimes that effect is kind of cool. You don't need it. I'm not there with them. I'm watching a movie. I know I'm watching a movie. I just want it to look good, and I want to be able to, I want that kid inside the back of my head that's still there to be like, this is awesome. This is so freaking cool. Mom, I gotta go get that toy after we watch this movie. You know, like, that's how I felt after I watched this movie, kinda. I didn't want to go get a toy or anything, but you know what I mean. I think part of the reason why the movie had so much great action, and great action that was well choreographed, was because the director, John M. Chu, has a background in choreography. I mean, he directed several Step Up movies. So he was able to really kind of get everyone to use their bodies to their, I'm not going to say max potential, but use more of the body's potential for the actors. Now, I don't really want to take too long talking about the soundtrack or anything, but I'll say that it was forgettable. But to sum it all up, G.I. Joe was a great action movie. One of the better action movies I've seen in the last couple of years, to be honest. And it was such a big surprise to me that I have to give the movie some type of praise. Like, really, like it really was good. Now, the way I'm going to rate movies is kind of unique, I guess. I'm going to go by something I'm going to call just the smile system for the time being. So, depending on how I'm going to smile at the end of this video, you know what I thought about the movie. So I'm going to give this movie a... Alright, so that's it for this week's episode of Scripted. Hope you guys enjoyed my video review. If so, please like and subscribe to the channel below, and I'll talk to you guys next week. And next up on John M. Chu's slate is Masters of the Universe, also known as He-Man for a lot of people. After seeing this movie, I'm really excited for it now. I mean, I would love to see how he handles it. Seeing his action direction and just his how he handles actors, it seems, which is a good, like, open and free environment, I'm really excited for Masters of the Universe.